Hello and welcome to a My Stamp Lady video. Today I'm going to show you where my inspiration for this card came from and also point out that I have a couple of the new in colors. This is Primrose Petals and the Summer Starfruit. So let's get started. I took the inspiration for this card right here from the catalog, and you can see how similar my card is from the catalog and the card. And that's just one way to get some ideas when you're making your projects. Take the ideas from the catalog, and if you need a catalog, feel free to email me and send me your phone number so I can get one out to you. Okay, so let's get started with the catalog. With the card. Okay, so I took a piece of the Primrose Petals and I folded it in half, and I'm going to set that right here. And then I took a piece of the Basic Gray Patterns pack, and let's put some adhesive down on the back side of that, and then we'll just place that, and I set it slightly lower than, right in the middle. There's just a tiny bit more on the top. Oops, I ripped that down and everything, and now I want to move it a bit. There we go. Okay. So there's my card base, and then I'm going to set that aside. So then I pulled in, and I'm using a set called Fruit and Flowers from the main catalog, and pull in my Primrose Petals. And this is one of the new ink pads. If you're not familiar with the new ink pads, they are a firm foam. They're juicier, they're a little bit wetter, and so you're going to have a little bit of a lighter touch, otherwise you'll get ink all the way in here. But they are wonderful. A little bit of something on mine. I love them. I have found however, when working with them, that I do need just a little bit more. They put more ink on there, a little bit of time to dry a little more, but not a whole lot. I'm going to pull in the postage stamp punch and line that up there in the center. And let's give that a punch out. I took my Summer Starfruit marker, and I just went in and I colored in that little center area between the center of the flower and the petals, and added a little bit of that Summer Starfruit color, and I'm going to put my background little flag in that color so it'll pull it up again. So those two colors will tie together. Now if you looked at my sample or noticed in it, I do have some of the dazzling details in there. I have some of the dazzling details in there, but I'm not going to put that on until the very end because they take a bit longer to dry. So now I'm just going to set that aside until I need that. Okay, let's pull in this image from the Fruit and Flowers and Baja Breeze ink. Now this is one of the older felt pads, so I do have to give a little more pressure with this pad. And I'm going to pull in this is the shape I'm going to use. So in this area, I want to make my images, because the area isn't very large, I'm going to actually make these images fairly close together. There we go. And get my flowers in there. Okay. So I'm going to pull in my big shot. Oh, bunk. So I'm going to pull in the big shot, and with the labels, with the framelets, I need an acrylic pad, my paper, and my framelit, apothecary framelit, apothecary shape, and let's roll that through. Okay. And there I have my little shape. Okay, let's set that aside. Okay, then I made my little flag, and before I do that, I have made, before I emboss it, I have made a little dot right there. This works well for me, and I'm using the 1 1/4 inch square punch to make my little flag ends. And that little dot, I'm lining up, what I'm trying to do is line up, there we go. I'm trying to line up the edges on these, on the sides, And then I use that little pencil mark that I made so that I know that that's approximately the center. Okay, and now let's emboss that. When I use the embossing folder, I open up my tab 2, have my tab 1 down, put in my acrylic pad, and I'm going to pull in my Fancy Fan embossing folder. Let's put that down, and then we'll put that in and roll that through. Okay, and pull that out, and now I have my summer starfruit embossed flag. I'm done with the big shot, so I can set that aside. Okay, so now let's kind of put this together. Let's put the flag down. And I have found that if I run my adhesive on the back side when this is embossed, I will run into it flattening out my embossing lines a little bit. So instead, I put it down on my background paper, and then I'm going to place that down on there. Pull back in the primrose petals, my little saying, so many smiles. Now I did get a little bit on the end. I'm still getting used to that, the pressure needed. And to prevent an overstamp, I'm going to take that off. Now if you have a light enough touch, it won't grab it, but I don't want to risk that. So just really light. There we go. And put down my so many smiles. There we go. We can put down this piece. This one will go like about right there. Okay. And let's see, let's put it about the center there. There we go. This is a little 1/2-inch strip, and again I have my little pencil marks, and now I'm using a 1-inch square punch, and I'm doing basically just the same idea. I'm doing the exact same idea actually, and going in there and punching, trying to line up the best I can the points with the edges. There we go. And let's put that down right in the center here. Okay, let's grab a dimensionals. I think I'll place that down in the center here. So give it just a little bit of lift. You know, one of the tricks to making cards and working with all the different dies and the punches is seeing which ones you can kind of fit together. I'm going to grab some of these little pearls and just set a little pearl on each end. There we go. And like I said, my last step now is to put some of the dazzling details, and I'm just going to stick that right in the center. Now the dazzling details take a little bit longer to dry, so don't make this card 30 seconds before you're giving it, because they do take a bit of time to dry. And that's why I did this step last, so I can just set it aside and let it dry. If you have any questions about this card or what I've done here today, please contact me at chris@mystamplady.com, and thanks for watching.